You heard it there from Donald Trump. He is not walking this back. He is not apologizing. He's saying, if anything, this is good for me.
No, I don't think it's very good when you have to explain yourself. And there's no doubt that Donald Trump's remarks at his rally were off the cuff. They were a stream of consciousness that didn't work out too well. And Trump has to realize in the next 80-plus days, he has to stay on message. And the more he's explaining himself, the less he's advancing his message. He certainly didn't mean what was intended by the left by his remarks. That is clear. But the fact that it is open to interpretation is the problem. My advice to Donald Trump is please, please stay on message. You have so much fodder against Hillary Clinton. Don't waste it.
Well, speaking of staying on message, Alan, it was, just 2 days ago that he rolled out his economic plan for the country. And this is what his campaign and a lot of his supporters are wanting him to stick to. Yet here we are 2 days later, and this is what is dominating the headlines.
I guess he needs a teleprompter. Let's start, though, with the fact that Hillary Clinton has never said anything about repealing the Second Amendment. He continues to lie about that and say she wants to do away with the Second Amendment. Number one, she couldn't do it if she wanted to. It requires an act of both Congress and the states or a constitutional convention. It can't be done by a president. It can't be done by Supreme Court justices. So the very premise of what he's saying is totally wrong.
So the Hillary campaign is speaking out about this, as you can imagine, Blake. And the campaign manager said, quote, "This is simply what Trump is saying is dangerous. A person seeking to be the president of the United States should not suggest violence in any way." Regardless of what he was trying to say here, how you interpret it, is it dangerous language?
Look, Donald Trump is known for his bombastic language. And the question is he able to sustain that and move ahead in the polls? And the answer is no, he's not. He certainly didn't mean a call to violence. That is certain. The fact, though, that it is open for interpretation is the problem. And, Alan, with regard to the Second Amendment, there's a lot a president can do. We've seen it from this president, picking up his pen and his phone and using executive orders and regulations to curtail people's Second Amendment rights.
He never did anything of the kind. Tell me exactly how has this president curtailed anybody's Second Amendment rights? How has he done that, Brad?
Look,
explain how he's done that.
I will explain it. In his rhetoric and his actions.
Rhetoric. No, look, it's not. No actions have done that. That's not happened.
He has advanced. Yes, he has.
It's not happened. Explain.
It has happened.
How?
And go.
All right, Brad, go ahead. Brad, go ahead.
He hasn't curtailed Second Amendment rights.
Go back and look at his rhetoric. Look what he said about how he wants to amend gun control laws and advanced gun control laws.
It hasn't happened.
No, because thank God he hasn't done it.
Because he can't. A president can't do it by himself.
We have a House of Senate who's preventing him, and we have a court who's preventing him.
But you just claimed that he took away people's gun rights. He hasn't done anything of the kind.